What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this all-new 2022 Kia EV6. And the model that we're looking at today is the Wind e-all-wheel drive, finished off in Glacier, and has an MSRP at $54,000. At the heart of this all-new fully electric Kia EV6 is a 77.4 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery. It also features a 239 kilowatt dual motor system, and it pumps out 320 horsepower with 446 pound-feet of torque. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle. Curb weight is around 4,500 pounds, and it can even achieve 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. It can even tow up to 2,300 pounds. This trim level has a range around 274 miles, and at a fast charge station, it can do 80% charge in just 18 minutes. Overall length is 184.3 inches, with wheelbase at 114.2. Height is 60.8, with width at 74 inches, and then minimum ground clearance is 6.1 inches. And then now moving on to the exterior styling with this 2022 Kia EV6. This is a very sporty looking electric crossover, has a lot of sharp lines and some really cool aspects all throughout. If we take a look at these massive LED headlights, you can see they have the DRL along with the turn signals all finished off in a really nice modern looking LED. I love all the gloss black within the housing. Then you can see the gloss black connecting the headlights together. We do get a forward facing camera along with the all new Kia badge, which has a very nice look. And then down below that, we have all the parking sensors in the front bumper, finished off in body colored. And then in the lower area, we have more gloss black for this grille and an active opening to allow some cooling to cool down some of the motor components. You can see the silver trim down below with a nice front splitter, and I like how everything comes together. The front hood is a really nice clamshell design. You can see some sharp lines fading their way towards the windshield, and you can see how it cuts towards the fender arches. I also love how the headlights even go all the way into the side, and then we get more of that gloss black trim from the front splitter into the side for these fender arches. There's a parking sensor on the side as well. And then if we take a look at these wheels now, these are 19 inches, finished off in a dual color, and you can see how it has the machined silver and a split 5-spoke. Taking a look at the side profile, you get more of that silver trim and gloss black in the lower portion, and then really sleek lines along these doors. I love the sharp body line cutting right through the center, and we even get integrated door handles. You can see we have gloss black all around these windows, and I really like how the C-pillar is all blacked out to make the roof appear like it's floating. We get a body colored roof up top, and then gloss black for the A-pillars. Has a very nice side profile. I love the proportions of the car. You can see how the front is pretty short and stubby, as is the rear. This features gloss black for the mirror caps with an LED turn signal integrated, as well as a side view camera. And then as we make our way towards the back, you can see the shark fin antenna and then a rear mounted spoiler. Has a very nice design to it, even has winglets that'll cut out in the farthest sides to give it a very aggressive look. You can see how everything is sloping backwards, and it really gives it a nice rear end appearance. And then the taillight is extremely prominent back here, cutting all the way into the wheel arch. Then you can see all the gloss black around the wheels, more parking sensors, gloss black in the diffuser, and then a really cool chrome trim piece wrapping around the rear end. The charge port is also back here. You just give that a firm press, it'll automatically open up. You can see our charge level as well as a close button, and then another one, and then this is how you can all plug it in depending on how you're going to charge it. Just pressing that button, it's going to automatically close up. And then I really love how these LED taillights are designed. You see how it's one bar when you do have the brake lights on. We get the new Kia badge right in the center, EV6 on the left, and then more trim right in the center. You can see all the gloss black, and I think Kia did a really good job making this stylish and really comes together nicely. So there's a good look at the exterior design along with some of the specifications for the new Kia EV6. This has been a pretty cool electric car to play with for the week. So we have Kia's key fob, really nice looking with the new logo. All of your buttons are on the side. We do get remote start. So if I go ahead and lock the car, it's like cool trigger button. And then if I hold down this button, the car is kind of going to turn on, all the electronics will start up, and then we have the smart park feature. If I go ahead and press the forwards one, the car is going to start moving. So if I end up parking this in a spot and then a car gets close to me, by just pressing the key fob, you can see it moving now, which is a really cool touch to do. And then if I press the other button, the car is gonna now go in reverse. So this is a really cool feature. If someone parks too close to you, you can just press the key fob and watch the car drive away. Very nice feature to have. I think that's a really cool touch. And then I can just press the hold button again, turn that off. And then if I unlock it, the power mirrors are gonna fold outwards. And then with the door handles, you simply press on the front, you can grab the whole handle, and we can check out this interior. This EV6 gets a really nice leather interior with a light tan as well as a gray accent color. If we take a look at the door panel now, finish off mostly in the gray, you can see the nice material on it. We get some padding for your armrests, the grab handle, all of your window controls, mirror controls, and lock and unlock. And then we have a nice trim piece up top integrated into the release handle. We do get memory seating, Meridian sound system, and then a ton of storage down below. And then we get power seats on the left side of the seat. You can see the two-tone color for the plastic and then the leather, and I really like the ventilated design. You can see all of the perforations in the leather, very smooth looking seats, very nicely all the way up to the headrest. Headlights kind of appear like they're floating. It has a nice modern touch. And then we get a double spoke steering wheel with the new Kia logo and a really cool two-tone look. And then now inside, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Pressing that once, all the electronics will roar to life, and now the car is completely turned on. If we take a look at the gauge cluster now, right now this is the main setup. You can see your speedometer on the left, power right in the center with where the power is going, and then you get your power and charge over on the right side. We do have 3 different drive modes that you can select down here. If I just tap this once, it goes into the normal mode, which changes up the display just a little bit, and then going into sport mode, get some red accents to give it a little bit cooler look. Then up on top, we get a few more settings for safety information. I can scroll through that using the buttons on the steering wheel. You can see a few things that will come up, navigation, and then you can also go up and down in each of these menus. So you can see a few different things that will come up. Taking a look at the actual steering wheel now, on the left side, we have some of those controls, along with your cruise control, lane keeping, and steering assist, as well as the distance pacing. And then over on the right side, we get a lot of the Bluetooth and audio controls. We do get paddles on the back side of the steering wheel with a left and a right one. Each of them will adjust how much regenerative braking will happen. You'll see that more when we're driving. We have our turn signal and headlights on the left side, and then windshield washers over on the right. To the left of the actual steering wheel, we get an electronic park and brake, traction control, interior dimming, and you can also open the charge port and rear end. We have one of your air vents, and a really nice design going all around this dashboard. I like this material. It kind of looks like denim, has a pretty neat texture to it. And then we do get 2 12.3-inch screens. Taking a look at the infotainment screen right now, the main screen, you get an icon of a car with your battery level, but then you can swipe over and get all of your basic things that you're gonna see in any typical Kia. We have your navigation, your menu for all of that. We have an EV icon right here that you can go into, see a few different things, tap your home icon again. Then we have a few more controls down below. You can continue and scroll over. We have an icon up here to adjust a few little things, and then back to your home screen. So it's pretty simple to use everything. If I go ahead and put the car into reverse, which is all the way to the left, you get the backup camera on the left side and a top down on the right, and you can adjust the views just a little bit. So you get a top down, you can see the 2 views, and then we get the full 3D camera system. Really nice to see that. Very snappy too, super easy to play with everything. Then if I go ahead and put the car into drive, you can see our front view camera will pop up and then the guidelines will change. Underneath the screen, we have our hazard controls as well as 2 different air vents. And then this screen down here is actually configurable. Right now you can see it's all of our map, navigation, track, radio shortcuts. However, if I press this icon, everything now changes to climate controls. We have our dual zone temperature on the left and right side by just adjusting these dials. Fan speed is right in the center, you can easily adjust. Then you have a few more icons all the way around. Going back into this one, you can see how these now change to volume and power and track and tuning. So I like how everything is laid out. It's pretty simple, and the satin surface makes it so there's no fingerprints or glare. Underneath that, you can see 2 USB ports down below and a ton of storage space all underneath. You can see 2 more connections and then a massive cubby area. Then up on top of that, we have all of our seat controls for heated and ventilated, heated steering wheel, and then a really cool design running across. We get 2 cup holders on the right side, parking sensors and camera shortcut right in the center with your auto hold, and the wireless phone charger. If I open this up, we get a little extra storage and then a pretty large bucket in here. And if we take a look at the glove box now, pretty typical bucket as you would expect. It's actually pretty deep in there, so you can fit some larger items. And then one last look at the interior. I think Kia did a pretty good job making this nice and comfortable. It's super simple to use, very familiar, and I just like how modern everything feels. And then if we go ahead and take a look at the rear seat space, if I grab the door handle and open it up, door panel's finished off just like we saw up front. And then we even get the same seating surface back here with the perforated leather. Really nice color back here. It can seat 3 people. We do get an armrest that'll fold down with 2 nice cup holders. And then on the back side of the seats, we get some storage areas, and then there's even USB ports right in the center. All right, so sitting now in the back of the Kia EV6. So these seats do recline. If I grab the lever and pull this down, it makes it a lot more comfortable. You can see the difference between the 2 seats. So I'm 5'11" sitting back here. My head doesn't really touch the ceiling, just barely my hair is touching it, but not too bad. You do get a grab handle and a hook, as well as LED dome lights. Armrest is in a pretty good place, and I like the extra window back there. So it feels pretty open. Plenty of legroom too, even with the seat set at my height. You can see I have plenty of knee room. So not that bad for being kind of a smaller crossover, but there's pretty good use of interior space. And I like how being it's just an electric car, there's no drivetrain components, so the floor is nice and flat. And then to take a look at the rear storage area, you can hold down the button on the key fob, use the one on the rear bumper or the one on the interior, and the power liftgate will automatically open up. You can see we have a ton of storage space in the back of this Kia EV6. I could even fit a 10-foot 2x4 in here. So this is a pretty practical crossover. We do get a privacy cover if needed. And then I really like how on each side there's a handle you can pull, and it's gonna get these all the way out of the way. That's a really great touch, just to make this just that much more usable. You can see how everything folds nicely flat. Then if we go through the side door here and take a look, you can see we have a ton of storage space all up in front of these seats, and it really does open up to be a very practical crossover. All right, so we are setting off now in the EV6. Let's go right into the sport mode. It is a pretty peppy electric car, right up to speeds. And I like with these paddle shifters, they actually adjust the regenerative braking. So right now we're on level 1, so it kind of has enough resistance when you let off the gas to kind of just feel normal. If I bump it all the way into the max, as soon as I let my foot off the brake, the car is slowing down, and you can see the charge indicator. It's all that regenerative braking. It's gonna bring it to a complete standstill. You don't need to drive at all with your feet. You can just kind of let it brake for you. It'll come to a complete stop. And then of course, you can floor it a little bit and get right up to some speed. Now you can bump this down to like level 1 and 2. That's a little bit more normal for the regenerative. It just kind of feels more normal. But this actually is a really composed car. Being that you have that 1,000-pound battery pack at the bottom, it's a pretty low center of gravity. So it's pretty nice to drive and just handle it. It really does handle nicely. If we tone it down now into eco mode, that's kind of how I've been driving it for the most part. It's been a really comfortable, normal car. I'm not the biggest fan of electric cars, especially when they're just really weird and funky, but this car feels familiar. It feels like a Kia. You have a lot of the normal things to make it just feel very normal to use. However, it drives extremely quiet, extremely comfortable, and it's been really nice just to use it and drive it around town. So we'll test out a 3-point turn, or at least a U-turn of some sorts. I do love how the turn signal indicators, you get the cameras on the left and the right side. It's a pretty popular thing you'll see in a lot of Kias. But for all-wheel drive car, pretty good turning circle as well. All the cameras, of course, are a great touch. And even when you are in eco mode, it still is pretty peppy. Let's get up to speed. I mean, that's still up to 40, 50. So pretty quick. I like how there's a significant difference. Even if you're halfway on the throttle and you bump it into the different modes, it actually accelerates as you press the button. So I like that aspect. Each one really does make the car that much more peppy. And this one, given you have the dual motors and a lot of horsepower and torque, this one is a pretty peppy car. Visibility in this car has also been really good. You have a massive windshield, as you can see. Mirrors do a great job, and I love how you can see those curves in the rear end of the bodywork. This is a really cool looking car. Visibility over your left and right shoulder isn't too bad either. Pretty good to see out. If I really haven't had any issues like that, just driving it like a normal car. Seats are really comfortable, plenty of adjustments. I mean, it's really just a nice car to drive. I haven't minded at all cruising around in this. So flipping around now to my perspective, what's my honest thoughts on this? I like how Kia has left this to be a normal car to drive. Some of the electric cars, they just get too weird, too futuristic to where they're not as usable as you'd like. This one seems very normal. I haven't had to adapt really any of my driving style or anything that I do in order to be able to drive this on the day-to-day basis. So it's been really nice, and I like the power. You can get 3 different trim levels basically based on power. This one is the most powerful one, and I think it is perfectly balanced. I've been driving in eco mode just to kind of save some electricity with it, but I like how when you do need to get into traffic, you give it some throttle and it'll accelerate. And if you quickly need to get into more traffic or something, it's so easy to just tap the sport mode button and give it some throttle, and it really does take off. Getting used to these paddles hasn't taken too much time either with the regenerative braking. I like how it has like 3 different settings. It's a really nice touch all the way into the 1 pedal driving. It certainly takes some getting used to having the car slow down when you take your foot off the throttle, but it's a nice it's a nice thing to have, and this thing really does pack a punch. It's pretty fun to zip around, and I like how it handles really well. You can actually kind of rip it in this car and have some fun. Oh man, I like the use of materials too. I think the leathers and the vinyls all feel really nice. It's a good layout. This material especially, I think, just really gives it a cool touch. But it's been nice to be in, comfortable, roomy, practical. Literally, I had a 10-foot 2x4 in here sitting up on the nav screen all the way into the back. So it's usable. You can use this on the day-to-day. Only downfalls with it, hard to really pinpoint anything I don't like. Only thing I noticed is I've hit my head a few times getting in and out on the rear doors and on these front doors. The roofline is lower than maybe I expect with how the car looks. It doesn't look like it's the lowest car. It looks like a crossover SUV. However, the roofline seems to be a little bit lower. When I'm just opening the doors, getting stuff from the back seats or something, I've smacked my head on that a few times. So that's probably operator error, but if you are at least, nearly 6 feet tall or so, and you're getting in and out real quick or something, just pay attention to not hit your head on things. That's the only annoyance that I've found with it. Only other thing kind of interesting is the little trunk up front. I was expecting it to have a big trunk like most electric cars, so it's a little odd that this looks like it's a gas engine. It really does. It looks like there's a normal engine up front, but that is the big motor, systems like that, and you just get that little opening for probably like the charge cable or something simple. Other than that, interior space, you have so much area, plenty of leg room, headroom, all that stuff. I really don't have many complaints. If you're looking for an electric car, this is something to put on the list, and especially since Kia has like 6 trim levels. They have the GT lines, they have smaller ones with less power. You really can kind of pinpoint this and get one that fits your budget and fits your needs. But I think that is then it. 1 whole week I've had this car, have about 90 miles left on the range. I've driven it, I guess, close to 150, 200 miles on it. I've driven it in city and highway and things like that. Really no complaints. You got the tech, you got the style, you got the space. It's a pretty good option for an electric car. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content to come, and then I'll see you guys in the next video.